Tom Monahan founded Domino's Pizza, Ave Maria University, and Legatus. He was the owner of the Detroit Tigers when they won the championship in 1983. He has been inducted into the Sports Faith Hall of Fame. Legatus is Latin for ambassador, as in ambassador for Christ. Legatus is for Catholic business leaders. At the 2014 Legatus Summit, Lou Holtz was an excellent speaker. During the question and answer period, he was asked, which colleges and universities are truly Catholic? Lou said, Franciscan University and Ave Maria University. Scott Hahn teaches at Franciscan University. Since he is such a good teacher, he is also a visiting professor at Mundelein Seminary. At a Franciscan University Athletic Advisory Board meeting, the athletic director, Chris Ledyard, gave us a tour. When we were in the weight room, Chris said, Scott Hahn can lift weights here with his students. This is for everyone. I raised my hand and asked, how much does Scott Hahn bench? Chris wasn't able to answer my question, but in another context he said, Franciscan University has a strong, poignant purpose for sports and virtue. Chris was a Division III conference wrestling champion for Ithaca College, where he graduated as a physical education major. He was a state champion wrestling and track coach at Catholic Central High School in Ohio. Then he was a state champion wrestling coach at Madonna High School in West Virginia. He and his wife, Lisa, have 6 children. Chris and Franciscan University are wonderful advocates and supporters of Sports Faith International. Congratulations to Chris Ledyard.
Well, it's definitely a tremendous honor to be here. I'm one of those people who believes that you don't believe the message unless you know the messenger. So I'll give you a little background on myself. I was born in Syracuse, New York. I was raised, I'm number 7 of 9. My 6 brothers were physical. My brother Tony said to me, if you don't learn to defend yourself, you're going to die in this house. So I decided to wrestle. It was my way of fighting back. So that's how it started. My mom and dad, they were hippies. And then they gave their lives to Christ, and then they became hippie Jesus freaks. So that is a true story. I literally, when I was growing up, they would pick up hitchhikers and they'd stay at our house for 3 years. So it was a strange and somewhat uncontrollable time. So I moved on and went to Ithaca College for wrestling. Right before I left for college, I had a very serious and sincere personal experience with Christ. That I was one of those guys as I was going into college. I was actually trying to get my act together, and everybody else was trying to get wild. So it was a strange college time. I was the token Christian dude on the wrestling team, which for the first couple years was a little bit difficult, and then after that I saw it as sort of a badge of honor. So it was respectable after that. So what happened to me after that is my father, who said probably 2 deep things every decade, he had a dream while I was working as a vice principal in high school. And with that dream, he dreamt that I was the athletic director at Franciscan University. I told him, Dad, there's no sports there. He said, yeah, I thought that was weird too. So here we are many years later. About 3 years after that, I literally couldn't get that out of my head. So I was being groomed to take the principal position, or I could go to Franciscan University to be a recreation director. It was a very difficult time trying to convince my wife that one was better than the other. She said, well, the principal thing looks good, the whole recreation director thing looks silly. So I felt like that's where the Lord was calling me, and many years later, I was able to address the board and the trustees and say, listen, I think we got this. Franciscan's got this really cool academic atmosphere and a very, very strong spiritual atmosphere. What if we add athletics in that and the culture doesn't change? And we bring in people who want to be sincerely raised in the faith, and they want to work out their salvation through sport while they're here. So that's what we've done. There's 16 sports. We're in our 4th year of NCAA development. We brought 4 teams to the national championships this year. Our rugby team took 3rd in the nation a couple years ago. We definitely have been moving forward at a great pace, and people are coming from all over the country. and saying, you know what, I want to come here. I want to be with like-minded, faith-filled people as I live out my sports career. And two of those people are in this room. My two sons, my two oldest sons are here. They came to be with me today. My youngest son, Sean, and four athletic department staffers flew out here today to be with me, so thank you guys. So I want to share a little bit about how I feel about sports. It's a game, it's just a game. I hear that often. It's not just a game. It is what God has called you to at that time for that purpose. It's never just a game. Every time you step on a field or a mat or a court, it's an opportunity to grow in virtue. Sports hastens conflict. Conflict clarifies, and it helps form us. We've heard it said many times that sports build character. I do not believe that. I believe that sports reveals our character. If you respond properly to that pressure cooker, then your character is revealed. If you respond improperly to that pressure cooker, then your character is also revealed. Sports fields should be viewed by all of us as a canvas to display the amazing talents that God has given us and as a battleground for our own conversion. This world is weary of words and starving for actions. Never underestimate the powerful impact our actions can have on another player. One of my favorite quotes from the movie The Legend of Bagger Vance. I want to read it to you today. Vance says this to the character Junna. Therefore, Junna, love your opponents. And when I say love, I don't mean hand them the match. I mean contend with them to the death, the way a lion battles a bear, without mercy, but with infinite respect. Never belittle an opponent in your mind. Rather, build them up. For on the plane of human dignity, there can't be any distinction between yours and his. Be grateful for your opponent's excellence. Applaud their brilliance. Now, those new to the game often cheer an opponent's misfortune, but the player of wisdom who has entered into the soul of the game schools himself to fell and act the opposite. This, too, is the greatness of the game. So congratulations to all of you today. In each of your cases, someone has seen you as a person who recognizes the value of pursuing both victory and virtue. Let us continue to lift high the cross of Christ.